Okay, so let's talk. So Frank Ocean was the headline, and apparently there's a lot of controversy around Frankie Boy, who was set to headline both weekends. Okay. Frank hasn't performed live in 6 years. He was set to headline in 2022 before the pandemic and then pushed it to 23. So everybody was very pumped for Frank Ocean. People were hoping for a performance as moving and is this right? Revelatory. Was it really that?
It was pretty great.
Was described by
I didn't
Variety
realize
in
that the last
2007.
time. Yeah, the
How
last
was it
time he performed was when
revelatory?
I
People
saw
like
him.
ascended from that performance?
I thought it was really beautiful. He like sat on the edge of the stage and did.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah, that's the one I
Okay.
was talking about. I didn't realize that was the last time he performed
Wait,
live.
were you at the Brad Pitt one?
Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
If he was
At FYF?
I was at FYF and I saw him at FYF. I don't remember everything.
The last I saw him at FYF in LA, and he brought out Brad Pitt, who just pretended to be on the phone.
Whoa,
And
in
then he left.
2017?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I was there.
If you
What?
could find a
What's that
picture of
mean?
it.
Is that funny or weird?
He just came out and he took his phone out. It suddenly Brad Pitt and the crowd went crazy, and the whole time he was just going
It's a Keemstar-ass story you're telling right now.
Yeah, with
No, Google it.
Did he
Brad
play an,
Pitt,
did he play an acoustic set?
I just dropped the
I'm
photo.
looking.
It was
Wait.
like performance art.
Was it cool or weird?
People were excited. I don't know.
It's a little weird. I mean,
acoustic version.
I feel like there's
shit.
better
It doesn't
ideas
make
than
sense.
that.
Seems dumb.
It seems dumb. I agree. There's better ideas.
Yeah.
You got Brad Pitt up there. You're just gonna pretend he's on the phone. Also, it's like he's just kind of. I know he didn't actually do that, but he just looks like a dick.
No, it was revelatory.
It was.
What a revelation.
I ascended in that moment. It was announced Sunday night that Frank Ocean's performance would not be professionally live streamed like all the other performances. So I know that came as a surprise to a lot of people.
Acoustic.
Sam was one of them. Who's busted ass IG live? Am I going to be watching? Did you find one, Sam?
I did find one.
Was it Ian's?
No, it was a girl. Her Instagram name was like Morgan Doesn't Care, I think. But she was such a legend, and everyone was freaking out because we were all like so thankful she was live streaming it. She did the whole entire show, and she started the day with like 6,000 followers, and she had like 50K by the end of the show. It was
That's
insane.
awesome. How many
Yeah.
people were watching the live stream?
Like 120,000.
Yo,
It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, apparently he was supposed to live stream it, and the story that I heard is that he told him he didn't want it live streamed. So I guess some people got angry at him. According to Pop Tings, it is rumored that Frank almost canceled his performance last minute because he asked for changes in the structure of the stage, which was already set mere minutes before he was set to enter, causing him to go an hour late.
Are you? I'm gonna have to. I'm muting my mic for this segment.
You don't like Frank Ocean? Oh, that he's being a diva.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with his music, but he kind of has a reputation for this, and this whole story is like so fucking obnoxious. Like, what an asshole.
They're painting him in a very diva-ish. According to sources, Frank Ocean threatened to not perform if the changes weren't made, which resulted in the set not being professionally streamed. Okay. Pop Tings also reports that the official social network for Coachella will not be mentioning Frank Ocean or his performance in the future posts. What? Which has never happened in the history of the festival. Why
They
that?
should boot him from fucking the second weekend. They need to replace him.
I could see him not doing the second weekend. I
Good.
don't know. We'll see.
Dude, these people pay thousands of dollars to go there, and this dude fucking shows up an hour and a half late and then like half-asses a 45-minute set, refuses to have it streamed, and leaves. Like, it's so fucking disrespectful. It's crazy.
I'm just saying I'm free next weekend, Coachella. And, Zach Lewis will play in front of anyone. He'll play.
Zach live stage, baby.
Well, you know, I'll get out there. I'm on time. I'll give you an hour and a half set, 2 hour set, whatever the fuck you want. I'm there, man.
Ocean's performance received terrible reviews. Variety, who said his last one was revelatory, stated that it was messy, loose, and a near disaster that will likely go down as one of the most divisive in Coachella history. First 5 minutes were comprised of people walking silently in a circle, leading some to wonder whether Ocean was going to appear at all. People just walking in a circle, Ian?
Yeah, they were all dressed as like like air traffic controllers or something, just walking in a circle for like 10 minutes.
Were they just trying to do some kind of performance art?
They were doing. The thing is, like Kanye did this thing that where everyone's like, there's all these like shadowy figures on the stage, just a bunch of throw a bunch of bodies on the stage and have them wander or what. And now I saw that like 3 times this weekend.
Like
Mm.
People
pedestrian
do that. That's like the
performance.
new thing.
So
Yeah.
Kanye once again setting the pace for everybody else.
Also showing up super late and like having like no respect for the audience's time
Yeah,
is
that's very
another
Kanye as
Kanye
well.
sort of setting the bar. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, this is so crazy! Like it's so sloppy," and he's yelling at his sound engineer, and I'm like, "This isn't my first rodeo. I've seen Kanye do this like 15 times."
This isn't my first rodeo.
It says after an hour and 20 minutes, Ocean announced, "I'm being told it's curfew, so that's the end of the show." People thought he was joking. He was not. He just left the stage.
Yeah,
Dude.
Here is someone who is very upset about this. 25,000 likes. She said he was 1.5 hours late, so we were all standing in the cold waiting. He would have really long, weird, and silent pauses throughout his set, like 2 minutes of pure silence. He kept bringing on people, but not even participating in the song, just letting them sing or DJ. There was also a 6-minute rave in the middle of the concert. His whole stage setup was made so that audience couldn't see him. No matter how close we were, we couldn't see the stage. So everyone had to watch the screen the whole time. The screen itself would rarely even show him too. You'll see in the videos I will post later, it was like a weird film. In conclusion, people traveled such far distances to see him, and people had high expectations because he hasn't played in 6 years, and we all got really disappointed. The whole production was just lacking, and he was really not bringing much to the whole performance. I think he did like 6 total songs of his original music. Anyhow, everyone in the crowd was shook, and a lot of people left early, including me.
Damn.
That sounds brutal.
And that TikTok has over 200,000 likes. Just the tweet repost had 25.
Oh.
Yeah.
I will wear a reflective suit. You can see me. I'll have the camera right in my fucking
That's
face.
right.
I'll play anywhere.
Play 3-hour set.
I'll play a 4-hour set.
Fuck.
No intermission.
All right.
What's this photo, Ian?
So I took this earlier in the day. This was a secondary stage. Rumored was he was going to perform on this stage. And apparently people were saying, I don't know if this is true or not, it was an ice skating rink and he was going to have like ice skaters on it or something. He never went to this stage. Nothing ever happened. After his show, they had to deconstruct it. So this appeared yesterday and then nothing happened. So
They constructed it
yeah.
and then never used it.
Yeah, this was
How
never
weird.
used. So there were rumors that he changed his whole setup, his whole plan last minute. So that
That could explain why it's so shit.
Yeah.
This is an interesting image from Frank Ocean's concert. This I like.
Now this is transitory.
This I'm into.
Yeah, that's powerful stuff.
So you said you had your own take on this. So what was your take on the Frank Ocean debacle?
I just sent a video. I took a little
Why did
selfie
my-
video
I want to do that.
right after he ended of everyone confused. Like no one knew whether they should leave or not. But the show was over.
Okay. Here,
So
Okay, this is cool. I like this. Let's see what Ian's got for us here. So here it is. This
the
is
show had just ended.
This is when he was like, it's curfew, so I got to go. Bye.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no one was leaving. Like everyone was just standing around.
The VIP area looks nice.
That's how close I got.
Me with,
Also, it's
selfie
not
with
shoulder
all
to
of the
shoulder, which
people
is nice.
Disappointed. Nights has been ruined.
That was it. But that's where I was standing, and that walkway behind me, never used it.
So what's the deal? Why did he do that? You would think that 7 years, you're headlining Coachella, put a little fucking effort in, no? I mean, am I missing something?
I'm gonna try and send one more. Oh, it's not letting me send it.
What?
The setup was cool. I think it was like too involved to set it up.
Why do you think he didn't want to live stream? Because he knew it was shit?
He had like his own camera stuff. I'm trying to find a video I could send to demonstrate because they had to install this giant, like ultra wide screen, and he had his own cameras that were set up on the stage, that were like dollying around him like constantly, and then he had like a handheld thing, and it was all his own equipment. I think he did something similar at his last shows. So
what? He wanted to own the footage?
yeah, I'm maybe he's saving it for some sort of like concert film or something. That would be my
So what? You
theory
can do
down
both.
the line. But yeah,
So Dan, you don't like him. I didn't know Frank Ocean. Is he have a reputation of being a douche?
Oh, I don't. I'm basing this entirely off this incident. It's just as
okay.
somebody who's worked production and has worked on concerts and stuff, and also is just a big fan of live music. I go to shows all the time, and so like I feel like I have a pretty good gauge of like when an artist respects their fans' time and money. And it's just like, again, especially for something on the scale of Coachella, you're headlining Coachella, one of the biggest music festivals in the country. You know you're hotly anticipated. If you're not up to it, I mean, don't be a live touring musician then. Like, and that's fine. Just make music in the studio. Like, if you hate this experience so much that you're not gonna put your heart into it. But like, I mean, Ian, I don't know if you mentioned this, but didn't Sam told me earlier that you waited with that spot for like hours beforehand too, and a lot of people did, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd been there a few hours.
Like that's in lieu of seeing, like you're at a music festival and you're not seeing the other stages because you're so dedicated to this guy.
You're
that
missing out.
You're missing out on everything else that's going out, standing around for 3 or 4 hours just to get your spot, and then the guy shows up an hour and a half late, and
That's
then
insane.
totally half-asses his
To
set.
keep
It's ridiculous.
to keep tens of thousands of people waiting.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Like how many hours of life did he just waste of people collectively standing there waiting?
Well, Sam was sending me TikToks of people who apparently were lined up to get into the festival at like 12.
Yeah,
right?
there were people, and the people in the front had waited like 13 hours. Like they were
insane.
Yeah, there was videos of when they were opening the gates. People were like sprinting, like hundreds of people were just sprinting to the front and sat there all day,
Right.
and didn't go to a single set.
Which that's
Just
fine.
wait
That's
for
their
him.
choice.
Yeah,
But like the artist should recognize like how dedicated
Mhm.
his own fans are and like try and at least deliver on that a little bit. I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
just
a
think
little
it's
bit
so gross.
sad to know that he's kind of is a douche.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he's going through something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
But I mean, on that level, and again,
Waiting.
Coachella's 2 weekends is the same lineup. Are they really going to let him come back next week? Like they should totally. They should.
How do you
fire
get a
him.
new line? How do you get a new?
It's happened before, didn't they? Kanye dropped out the other year, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks before, a week before.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they could.
It's Golden Voice. They can get somebody.
Well, I don't
There'll be
think
somebody that
anyone's gonna be
wants to do
super
it.
excited to see him on the second weekend by the sound of it.
Maybe it'll be a redemption thing. I don't know, but
So, Ian, overall, I know you had like the nice access, which probably made it better. But Coachella, is this your first time going?
Second, well, I went back in the day with the Sunday service thing and,
Remember?
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
remember?
shit.
and Ariana Grande, and
What do you
that
think?
that was my year. I mean, I had a great time for the most part. I saw a lot of really talented artists, and even Frank. Like I'm not excusing what he did, but my back was hurting so bad when they were like, "We've reached curfew. I gotta go." I was like, "Fuck! Thank God I can lay down." Like,
So
it
the
was
best thing
so
you can
bad.
say about his performance is that it ended
No,
early.
if he actually played more music, the music he did play, I thought he sounded incredible. The giant screen and the way it was shot was really, really cool. It was super
So you liked
cinematic.
it.
I liked the setup. I thought it was cool.
So maybe it's just
Um,
the lateness.
And I'm not to be one of those guys, but I think like because the screen, it was like massive, huge wide screen, and the way it was filmed, it was like really cool in the moment. It was cool to see it, and I don't think maybe like live streams or people recording on their phone is doing that justice.
Mm.
But it was super sloppy, and he was yelling at his engineer like every 5 seconds. So
So what-
because there were issues, like they kept showing him, and he would like look over and he'd go,
Oh
and
my
kept
god.
doing, and then he'd go, and he'd like do this to the engineer, and then he'd go sit down again. He was doing that the
Awkward.
whole time. So yeah,
What was the high point for you?
probably. Well, I saw Charlie XCX. I'm a huge fan of hers.
Who?
She was really good. Charlie XCX. Big.
Oh, I don't know
fan.
who that is. I've never heard of her.
She's great. She's really cool. And just that pass, it was insane. It was like when we went to Disneyland. It was like
Okay.
that.
Right.
So
Nice.
it was like blowing my mind. I felt so cool
That's
walking
good.
around
Fun.
and
I'm glad.
slamming and yeah.
He's so
I can't
cool.
thank Mark enough for that. So that was cool. The low point was probably just the tent shit.
yeah.
But
Would you recommend people to do the Coachella experience? Would you say it's worth it?
I mean, it can get pricey. I don't know. I had fun when I went a few years ago, but that's a young man's game.
It is. It really is. Apparently, TMZ just put out an article about Frank Ocean with more details.
Oh, here we go. Frank Ocean suffered ankle injury before Coachella. Forced production changes. Frank Ocean suffered a serious ankle injury after being involved in a bike accident on the Coachella grounds just days before he was scheduled to perform, forcing a change to his production. I mean, you do that.
You buy that?
You do that more than 20 minutes before you come out, though, right?
I'm sorry, that's horseshit. Dave Grohl fell off a stage and compound fractured his leg and came back 20 minutes later and played.
Yeah, that seems like they're making an excuse.
Oh, here you go. One of the major changes involved the use of an ice rink, which was built for Frank's set. Another source with direct knowledge tells us a casting director reached out to a bunch of LA-based hockey teams in March for an unspecified paid performance. Once the skaters got to the audition, they saw Frank in attendance. We're told it became clear during the audition that it was for the Coachella set, and over 100 hockey players were cast. They rehearsed on the elevated ice rink at Paramount Studios and even got bussed out to Coachella for dress rehearsals the week before Frank's show. They arrived on Sunday, but were told the skating routine was scrapped. Instead, they joined Frank on stage as background dancers. It was more than just dancing, to be honest. And a source tells us they all got hooked up with custom Prada. Okay, how about the people in the audience?
Prada, they're working.
Questions surrounding why Frank arrived at his set late and how production will look for his weekend two still linger, but we hope he's a fast healer. Okay, well, that's
So wait,
the TMZ
why did
article.
he canceled the ice thing because of his injury?
Yeah, which I can understand that. Obviously, you're not going to get on ice skates if your ankle's fucked. But I mean, the lackluster performance, you can just sit down, right?
So all those goofballs walking in circles were the ice skaters?
It was like hockey players, I guess.
That's awesome.
I will do that with skating on the ice with one leg playing guitar.
You'll do it?
That is no excuse, Frank Ocean.
There you go.
Yeah, Post Malone, he like fell down and freaking broke a rib.
That's no fun.
And finished the show.
Yeah, and like Zach alluded to, what was it? Dave Grohl
Yeah.
broke his arm?
No. He fell like 30 feet off the stage.
Oh my God.
Compound fractured his leg. And
Is there a video of that?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I want it.
He came back like 20 minutes later to play. And did finish
Dude, the
the tour.
dancers were hockey players. He's like, go fucking pretend you're ice skating in a circle or something. Oh, you got that video?
I have the video. I'm just looking for the moment where it happens. Oop.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
And then, yeah, apparently he broke his leg in that moment.
Oh, my. He broke his leg?
Yep.
And then
he went back?
He came back 20 minutes later, and the medic had to hold his leg in place.
How is that even possible to perform with a broken leg?
Well, he was sitting down, but he
okay.
finished the show sitting down because that's what a
That's what
fucking
and that's what I was
badass
saying.
he
Like,
is.
sit down, Frank. Like, it's fine. He came back on crutches.
I tried to fight Dad again 20 minutes later, but they wouldn't let me.
I thought I was going to show him performing, but I guess it's just showing him coming back to stage with his crutches. Pretty wild.
All right, well, there that is.